Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno and welcome along to the Greeno Tour, my FM21 European journeyman where I can only manage teams I've seen play live or been to their stadiums. We've reached the end of the 28-29 season now. We have our final league game, which will determine what European competition we qualify for, plus we have the Europa Conference League final to come too. It's a biggie, let's get into it. So, as you can see here, our final game of the season will be against Rio Ave of Portugal in the Europa Conference League final. Surprise opponents, but yeah, could be decent, couldn't they? They've got all the way to the final after all. In the league, you can see here, we're currently sat in 4th, which would qualify us for the Champions League. I'm not sure if that goes straight into the group stage or whether we'd have to play a final playoff. But we're already definitely qualified for the Europa League no matter what happens. It's between us and Inter Milan. They are 1 point behind us with this final game to go. They did have a slight advantage over us. We got stuffed 4-0 by Juventus recently, so that put us back in the driving seat. If we take a little look at how we've been getting on, let's turn it the other way up so you can actually see it. So, we were last together for that Slavia Prague semi-final second leg of the Europa Conference League, where we won 3-0 and made it through. The next game, goodness me, what a bonkers fixture this was. We took a lead, 2-0 up, then Anderson went and got himself sent off. In fact, we were 3-0 up at that point, just going into half-time. He got himself sent off. Fiorentina pretty quickly pulled it back to 3 apiece. We then went and scored again, and again. They pulled it back to 5-4, and in fact, they had a goal ruled out in injury time as well. So yeah, a proper ding-dong battle, that one. And then in our last game, we travelled to Brescia and got a reasonably comfortable 2-0 win. So today, in our last league game, we head to Chievo. They're 10th in the table. In fact, we're playing them at home. We don't head there. They head here. Let's go and see how we're setting up for that game. We do have a couple of injury problems going into this game. Myron Boadu is out, unfortunately. He picked up a knock that was going to keep him out for 3 to 4 weeks, a couple of weeks back. So he's unavailable for today and unavailable for the Conference League final. Same with Condemi. He has not recovered in time either. So, Marchi is going to start up front. He's been in good form most of the season whenever we've needed him, so I'm confident he can do a job for us today. It's a pretty strong team. It's my first choice back 4. Koulibaly, Onyeka and Andre Anderson are going to play in the midfield. Mesquita and Trincao on the wings. So, overall, I'm pretty happy. Let's go and see how we do against Chievo. So, a very, very big game. Obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on the table here, seeing how Inter are getting on as well. Chievo, even though they're down in 10th in the table, are actually in good form. They're actually 4th in the form table at the moment, which is a little bit above where we are. So there's certainly no mugs. We're going to have to be on our mettle today to make sure we get the result we need. Obviously, with a win, that guarantees us 4th place. Any other result, and we're relying on Inter slipping up somehow or other. We just don't want Inter to win. I wish I'd brought you that Fiorentina match I just mentioned before, actually. That was that was a hell of a game. It would have been a long old episode, mind. Oh, we've taken the lead. Andre Anderson, come on. That is a great start. Onyeka gets the ball here on the edge of the box, finds Koulibaly, knocking it about. It breaks to Andre Anderson after Marchi's shot is blocked. The first time he rifles it home. So I think overall, if we look at the season, it's been a decent one. There are certainly little patches we've had where we could have done better. A lot of draws we've picked up along the way. Maybe we could have got wins and we'd have been a little bit closer to the top of the table then. I don't think we're good enough to challenge Juventus. I'm not even sure we'd been able to get up close to where Milan are. They're, what are they, 10 points ahead of us? So that would have been quite a challenge. But I think overall we're pretty pleased. We were slated to finish 7th, I think, at the start of the season. So if we can come in 4th, you've got to be pretty happy with that. Obviously, there'll be a little bit of rebuilding to do over the summer. Especially if we're going to be in Champions League next season. We're going to need to bring a little bit more quality in. whilst also maintaining a presence of the local boys. We're fortunate that we have got a few young players like Condemi, for example, who have come through the ranks, and they'll be good for the Champions League squad. Obviously, you need to have 4 players trained at the club, 8 players trained in the nation in your Champions League squad. So some of those players will have to mature and come into the team. They won't be taking Mesquita's place, though, that's for sure. He's been an absolute revelation this season. He's only 20. He is going to be one hell of a player with another 2 or 3 years development in him. And that puts us 2-0 up. So it's definitely ours to lose now, this 4th place. Inter look like they're winning their game, so they're doing their bit. But as long as we don't throw this away, it doesn't matter what Inter do. So we're coming up towards half-time now. Mesquita's picked up a knock. Well, we're definitely going to change him at half-time, because with a bit of luck, that is going to be something that won't keep him out of the final. Delphio can come in for him. And I think we'll just tell the boys that things are going... No, not things are going well. You're capable of better. You're happy with the way things are going. Keep the morale nice and high. So, Delphio comes on for Mesquita. So, we've brought on Nuno Santos in place of Trincao out on the right-hand side. And Barenza has come on in place of Koulibaly. Hopefully, that's just going to steady the ship nicely. We've only got about 10 minutes of the game left. Very little incident in this second half, that's for sure. Just 5 minutes to go now. It looks like we're just playing out. Will we even get an end of game highlight? The way this second half has gone, that might be about the highlight of the game. When I was saying that, oh, Onyeka's just hit the woodwork with a header. Good ball into the back post from Barenza, and Onyeka gets above his defender. Can't quite steer it goalwards. But there we are. It finishes 2-0. That gives us 4th place in the league. And so, after the league campaign has finished, it is now time for our Europa Conference League final. I decided to keep the same starting 11. You'll notice here, Mesquita is actually carrying that injury. It was a groin strain he picked up. But we've given him an injection, and hopefully that's going to be enough to nurse him through the game. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye on him. I don't want any serious damage to come to him. Although, of course, he has got the whole summer break to get fit if anything does happen. So, let's head over to the stadium and see if we can win this trophy. So, that's the lineup for our opponents. 4-2-3-1. We're here in Austria for the final, the Ernst Happel Stadium. Apparently not selling any tickets in that one particular corner for some reason. Not quite sure why. It's not a sellout either, is it? I think the stadium holds about 70,000 or something in that region. And there was mention that only 45,000 tickets have been sold. I guess this Portuguese team don't have a big following. Well, I would imagine Roma would have sold quite a lot. It's not that difficult a journey to get from Rome up to Vienna, I wouldn't have thought. We certainly started the game the better, though. Had 5 shots, only 1 on target so far, though. Which is a bit of a problem. Mesquita's picked up a yellow card as well as an injury. Goodness me. He's having a bit of a day of it, isn't he? No score now, though. Halfway through the first half. No highlights. Oh, here comes one. Let's see what we can do here. Lirola in a wide area. Gets the ball to the dead ball line. And Mesquita, justifying my decision to keep him in the team. Justifying my decision to give him an injection. I don't think I've given anybody an injection to play a game in this entire series so far. That just underlines how important I think Mesquita is to this side. But he gets up there. The keeper's flapping a bit. Mesquita nods it home and we are 1 up in the final. We've got 63% possession. They're yet to muster a single shot on goal. But at 1-0, we know that's a dangerous scoreline, isn't it? It looks like there's an attack here building for them. This could be their first shot of the game. Let's get rid of that. Well done. Onyeka's on the ball. We have a chance to counter here. Finds Marquis. What's he going to do? He can take it on himself. He is. Oh, not quite. He got round his man, but from a very tight angle, couldn't beat the goalkeeper. I'm really excited to see how Marky's going to develop as well. I think he's a really, really good frontline advanced forward. And Boadu has been the #1 this season and probably will remain so for next season. But as Marky develops, I think it's going to be a real ding-dong battle between those two for the starting spot, isn't it? So, that's the first half done. All going pretty much to plan. I think we'll tell them that we're pleased with how things are going. Don't want to be too critical. Let's see if we can build on this in the second half. I think we're definitely going to have to bolster the squad a little bit with the Champions League games being thrown in as well this season. Obviously, a lot of those are going to be much more difficult than the Europa Conference League games were, where I could rotate the team quite heavily. So we've got to build some extra quality into the squad. I don't really want to be having to rotate heavily in league games if I can help it, just because of condition issues. I'm definitely not going to be doing that in our Champions League games, because obviously I want to go as far in that competition as we can. So it's definitely important that we build the quality of the squad somewhat. Well, here we are with just over an hour gone, still a goal up. I think it's time to make a couple of changes though, some tired legs out there. I'll be back in a moment. But I've made a triple change and kept Mosquito on. So hopefully he's going to be all right. Cipolla just came back to fitness, so we're going to give him a 20-minute little run. Nuno Santos has come on the right-hand side, and Calabria came on at left-back. Bradaric was very tired, so I wanted a little bit more fresh legs down that left-hand side. So here come our Portuguese opponents. A little spell on the ball. Good challenge by Koulibaly, but not enough to clear it. They have done now, but only to the opposition centre-half. This time we're on it. A little bit more time to turn. There's Marky. What can he do? Oh, brings a good save out of the goalkeeper. That was unfortunate. It was a good effort. Here's Mosquito with the ball in. Oh, that was a nicely worked little move. We do like these short corners. So, a bit more going on in this latter part of the second half than we've seen in the rest of the game so far. Here's Armini on the ball. Calabria. Andre Anderson in loads of space in the middle of the park. There's Nuno Santos. Gets the ball over. There's Mosquito again. He was onside, I think. It was just a good late run to the back post. And that's his second of the day. Good on him. That was a good ball in from Santos here. And yeah, Mosquito was miles onside. Completely ghosts past his marker and tucks it home from close range. What a guy he is. And so, 10 minutes to go. It looks like some silverware coming into the trophy cabinet. Another highlight here. Calabria on the ball down the left. Not the greatest ball he's ever played, but here we go. Let's try and win this ball back. Worked that nicely out to the right-hand side. Calabria gets in with a challenge. And again, but still doesn't win the ball. And they've pulled one back. Right. So it's time to encourage the team. And get the time wasting on. Drop the tempo. Stop overlapping. I think we just try and settle for this now. And drop the lines a little bit. And see if we can just see out this last 7 or 8 minutes. Costinha there on the right-hand side did really well. Rode a couple of challenges. A good cross in. Nicely tucked away. That's the only effort they've had on target in the whole game. Well, here they come again, though. Let's try and win this ball back. Acres of space on the left here for Cruz. Get rid. Good challenge. And it's up to Marky, Anderson, Mesquita, finds Cipolla. Is he going to have a go? He is. That's a fairly wild effort, though. But booting it up into the stands is never a bad thing at this stage of the game. So we're into stoppage time now. Just a minute to go. It looks like we've got one hand on the trophy. We are getting both hands on the trophy. Come on. I mean, I know it's only the Conference League, but we've done pretty well to get to the final. We've seen off a couple of decent opponents along the way. It's always nice to have a bit of silverware. Here we go. The fireworks are incoming. There they go. The confetti rains down from the sky. And we've won a trophy. It's been a while since we won a trophy, I think, hasn't it? I don't remember winning anything since we won the Hungarian Cup with Honved. We didn't win anything at Luton. I don't remember us winning the cup or anything with Köln. So, yeah, it's been a few years. Oh, I'm really chuffed with that. Good work, boys. So after all that excitement, it's time for the end of season review. Let's have a quick whiz through this. New arrivals. Quite a number of them. You remember we signed in the summer. It looks like Mainan is going to get the signing of the season. He did play a lot for us, obviously. First choice goalkeeper. Marasic, Lirola, Marchi, Barenza, Koulibaly, Gebhardt, Pellegrini. Who else? And a couple of youngsters who came in of very little consequence. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone who's had a really bad season. Barenza might actually move on this summer. He's throwing his toys out the pram about all sorts of things. So, a season to remember. So, reaching the final of the Conference League was a requirement, and we did that, and we won it. So, pretty happy with that. Beat Burnley on the way, Slavia Prague. So, that was good. Our biggest win, a 5-1 away win at Sampdoria. Match to remember, 3-2 win away at Napoli. You'll remember we brought you that, where we were down to 10 men for 87 minutes and somehow won the game. Amazing stuff. The goal of the season went to Madsen Mesquita for a goal against Cagliari. He's been an absolute belter this season, he has. So finances, we've done pretty well. All our revenues up a little bit on the previous year. Competition prize money. Look at that, we've won about 18 million more than we did last time. Very, very nice. That will certainly help out. So this is the lineup, and you can't really argue with this as our first choice 11. Maybe Barenza is the more controversial option out of all of those. Could have been Onyeka maybe, but I don't think I'd argue with anybody else in that side. So accolades here. So the fans' player of the season was Kumbula. I like Kumbula. He's a good, solid player. Suffers a bit in terms of fitness. He's always asking for a rest, but he seems to play through it okay. Young player of the season, Mesquita. Signing of the season, we've already seen Mainan, and goal of the season, Mesquita again. Top goal scorer, Boadu with 31 goals, and Mesquita 14 assists. So they're record breakers this season. Boadu 9 Man of the Match awards. Phenomenal stuff. So it says, our hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of season ceremony. A very, very good season overall. I think you have to agree. And so there it is. Another season done on the Greeno Tour. One of the most successful ones we've had so far, to be honest. Finishing 4th in Serie A and winning a European trophy. That is not to be sniffed at. We've got a big summer ahead. Lots of ins and outs, I'm sure, as I try and reshape the squad a little bit. So there'll be plenty of interesting transfer activity to look at when we come back together after the summer. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I think you should have done. I certainly enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on there for me, please. It helps me get seen by more people, of course. And if you've got any comments about today's episode or the series as a whole, I would love to see them below. And don't forget, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, click that button and come and hop on the Greenobus. There is plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and we will see you soon after the summer break here with Roma. Bye for now.